Icelocked here with Nocturne Gaming, back with more Legends of Idleon, and today we're taking a look at a fishing guide. The first thing to look at is your fishing stats and skills info. Fishing efficiency is your primary stat, and this allows us to catch bigger and bigger fish, as well as later in the game increasing your multi-fish that you can gain. Your average catch time is your next stat, and it's only really important later in the game. When you get to World 3, you want to have a faster average catch time to increase your overall sample size in the 3D printer. Multi-fish chance is our third really important stat, and this is how we can massively increase our overall gains per hour, and this allows us to catch multiple fish every time we throw out our line. The next really important thing to pay attention to is your fishing tackle box. Each zone that allows fishing has a tackle box in it, so you can select this in any of them. The first piece of information in the tackle box is your depthometer. This tells you your chance to catch each specific fish depending on the zone that you're in and the stats that you have. So each color of your X allows you a different chance to catch these, and we can change this by changing our lures, twines, or even some pieces of equipment. The green X for your smaller fish allows you to catch, or gives you the chance to catch your goldfish. The yellow X, it tells you your chance of catching hermit crabs. The red X is for jellyfish, and the purple X is for bloaches. There are 4 new fish available in the second zone, which is demarked by the medium fish, and it's a different icon of fishing swimming around so you can tell what you're catching. For the second zone, your chances are for skeletonfish, the sandfish, the manta rays, and the krakens. The next really important piece of information is this bottom bar here, and it tells you the bonuses that you're getting from your lures and your lines. So you have fishing experience bonus, a speed bonus, which is fishing speed bonus, and the power, which is the same thing as fishing power that you have on your fishing rods. The next is your lures itself, and if you select the arrow here, you're able to select different lures. Each lure has different bonuses to the type of fish that you want to catch. And for maximum efficiency, I recommend the literal elephant. These lures are dropped by different mobs in the game, and some of them are locked behind quests that you need to complete. For the literal elephant, you do need to complete the quest in up, up, down, down zone in World 2. The next section is your lines, so you have a couple different options on twines that you can use, and again each of these have different bonuses as shown down here at the bottom. I recommend using the golden twine, as this gives you a good fishing experience bonus, speed bonus, and power bonus, and it also increases your purple depth, which allows you to catch your higher end fish more often. The last info screen that I want to talk about is your AFK info tab, and this tells you a lot of information. First is your catches per hour. This lets you know how many fish every hour you'll catch. The next is your experience per hour, and this tells you how fast you can level up. And the last thing that's most important is your efficiency requirement down at the bottom. There are 2 phases of this efficiency requirement. First is a green bar that tells you your catch chance, and as you fill up that bar, you will get to 100% catch chance, and that will increase how many fish you gain per hour as you're not wasting time not catching anything. The second thing is when you fill up your efficiency bar enough, or past the end of the 100% on the green bar, you'll unlock the orange bar. The orange bar will start with 1x on the bottom left and 2x on the bottom right. As you get more efficiency, this bar will increase, and you'll eventually get to 4 and 5, and possibly much higher than that. I've seen 20 times and 30 times on some of them. Every time you increase this bar to the next level, it does increase your quantity per drop. So every time you catch a fish, I'm actually catching 4 fish with this. One thing important to note here is if you're in between any of these bars, so between 4x and 5x, you don't actually gain any benefit here. So the best option is to stop at 12 million here for me, and then use as much of the options as I can to get more AFK gain rate. The only exception to this is when you have enough to get to 5 times, then it's a lot more effective to get to 5 times than it is to increase your AFK gain rate more. So now let's talk about ways to increase our overall fishing efficiency, starting with our gear. First up is our helmet, and there's two options here. First is the funny hat. This is an item gained from the idle skilling crossover event, and it gives you 6% skill efficiency. If you haven't completed the crossover event or don't want to, you can use the acorn topper, as this will give you a decent bonus to skill EXP. Next, for your chest, you want to use studded hide, and this is crafted in Anvil tab 2 and gives you an additional 10% fishing efficiency. After that is your fishing overalls, crafted in Anvil tab 1 and gives you 12% more fishing efficiency. Next is your deep sea galoshes, and this gives you 35% skill efficiency. This is crafted in Anvil tab 4. There is another option for your boots, and it is the angler's boots, and they give you 20% fishing efficiency. It's crafted in Anvil tab 2. However, I do recommend crafting the tab 4 boots as soon as possible. Next up is our pendant, and we have a few different options here. I recommend starting with the Persephone's Bouquet, as this does give you 15% skill AFK gain rate. This is found from the Dungeon's Flurbo shop. The other options are the Fuchsia Mida, which gives you plus 30 to purple depth, which increases your chances of catching things like krakens or bloaches. The other option is another Dungeon Flurbo item, and it's the Fish Head Pendant. This gives you more fishing EXP gain and does give you the benefit to purple depth. So any of these three are viable depending on what you're looking for. Next up is your serrated Rex rings. You can use 2 of these, and each of them give you 8% skill efficiency. This is crafted using a recipe from Baba Yaga, as well as the Rex ring from the Dungeon's Flurbo shop. Next up is our specials tab, and there's a few good things here. Starting with your premium items, you can choose to put strength on these items. More strength equals more fishing efficiency. After that is your keychains, and your keychains have several different good options. I recommend either all AFK gain rate, or things like your strength or your plus % to strength on your keychains are good. You can also choose things like your all skill speed or more all stats. There is one more option that I don't have, and that is the watermelon pendants have a chance for the fishing EXP gain. After that is our tools, which is one of the most important things we can get. Increasing the level of the rod that you have, or the quality of the rod, is one of the best things you can upgrade. A few things to pay attention to is, first, the materials can be quite expensive on this, and after that, make sure you don't over level your rod, as each rod does have a specific level requirement. Each fishing rod does give you fishing power, and fishing power is one of the most important stats you can gain to increase your fishing efficiency. Our last section for our equipment is our foods tab, and there are 3 pieces of food that I really recommend using. First up is your golden ribs to give you more fishing efficiency. After that is your golden ham to give you more skill EXP, and your last option is your slurpin harm to give you more fishing speed. These are consumed very quickly, so you need to make the choice if you do want to use these for your regular fishing activities, or if you want to save them for whenever you're trying to increase your printer sample size. Our next section is our talents. I do recommend playing on a strength-based class such as the Barbarian. The Squire also works for this, however the Barbarian is where you get all of your fishing talents, so it is my primary recommendation. Starting with tab 1, your priority should be brute efficiency for more total efficiency. After that should be idle skilling for more AFK gain rate in your skills, and your third priority should be Fist of Rage for more maximum strength, as more strength does mean more fishing efficiency. Everything else on this tab is extremely optional, but there are some good things you can pick up, like if you need more star talent points. On tab 2, there's a few good things for us, and your first priority should be absolute unit to give you more base strength. Your second priority should be into firmly grasp it to give you more base strength as well. However, keep in mind this is an active skill and does need to be assigned to your skill bar to give you any benefit. Your third priority should be stress tested garb to give you more strength from your equipment. However, this is a very low conversion rate, so it would not be one of my highest priorities, but it is another way to get more benefits. And your fourth priority should be hungry for gold to give you more benefit from your golden food, as those golden ribs can increase your fishing efficiency even more. And lastly on this page is tempestuous emotions to give you more EXP gain for all of your skills. Moving on to tab 3, our first priority start with these 4 at the bottom. There's not really a particular order, it really depends on what you want, but we'll start with Worming Undercover. This allows you to have another active skill that can be assigned to your action bar, and it allows you to instantly catch fish while you're playing. Next up is Bobbin' Bobbers. This gives you more fishing power, however it's based on your highest score in the fishing minigame. So keep in mind that you don't need to max this out, just use however many points you need to get up to your maximum fishing high score. After that is All Fish Diet to give you more fishing EXP. From there is Catching Some Z's to give you more fishing AFK gain rate. After that, Strength Some More is another great way to get more talent points in Fist of Rage on tab 1, and Strongest Statues gives you more benefit from your Ocean Man statue in World 1 to give you more fishing power. Your last priority should be Fistful of Obols to give you more strength from your Obols. However, this is a very low amount of strength that you'll gain from this, so it would not be one of my first priorities. If you do need more points into tab 2, you can use Back to the Basics, and after that, everything else on this menu is extremely optional. Moving on to tab 4, our first priority should be Symbols of Beyond, as this basically gives you free levels in every talent that you have at least 1 point in. So I'm getting 8 free levels in every single talent that I have points in. Your next priority should be Overblown Testosterone to give you more strength and again more maximum talent levels in Fist of Rage on tab 1. From there, Skill Strengthen is another great way to get more skill efficiency from your strength, and it also gives you a small bonus to your overall strength. Everything else on this tab becomes pretty optional. I do like having points into my cooking skills, but you can also use the Family Guide to get a larger bonuses from your family bonuses. However, some of these aren't really that great, as overall they're not giving you a whole lot of stats. For the last section in talents is our star talents. We have TikTok first to give us more AFK gain rates, and then Toilet Paper Postage for more skill efficiency from your stamps. However, this is based on your stamp levels, so it may not be worth it for you. After that, Will of the Eldest is good for another small bonus to our strength, and then moving on to tab 2 in our star talents, starting with Super Source for more base efficiency. After that, Action Frenzy is great for more skill speed in all of your skills, and then I recommend points into Frothy Malk to give you another boost to your potions and foods. I always like putting points into Telekinetic Storage, Printer Sampling, and Shrine Architect, but that is a personal choice and is completely optional. Our next section is our star signs, and I do recommend starting with Pisces to give you more fishing efficiency and Multifish odds. After that, you have a lot of choices, starting with the OG Skiller for more skill AFK gain rate and skill prowess, but if you don't like that, you can use the Big Comatose for just plain AFK gain rates. After that, on the Hydrant tab, you have a few choices here, starting with Comatose Major for more skill AFK gain rates, and lastly, if you don't want to use those, you can use Strandisi for more percentage to your base strength. Moving on to our cards next, I do recommend having a setup similar to this, starting with the Chaotic Troll for more all-skill efficiency. After that would be your Amrat card for more skill AFK gain rates, and then moving on to your hard resources, the Bunny is another AFK gain rate skill. From there, you do have a few good options, starting with the Skelefish for more total fishing efficiency, the Shark for more fishing speed, and the Kraken for more fishing AFK gain rates. You can use the Manta Ray for more fishing EXP if you want, but I recommend moving on to the Bloach to give you more AFK gain rates as well. The other last option is your Hermit Can to give you more fishing efficiency, and again the Jellyfish for more fishing EXP. For your card set bonuses, I recommend using the Easy Resources for more skill efficiency. If you have enough efficiency, you can use the Hard Resources for more skill AFK gain rate. Taking a look at our World 1 bonuses, starting with our stamps, and there's a few good options here, starting with the Fishing Rod stamp for more base efficiency, the Fish Head stamp for more fishing EXP gain, the Bag of Head stamps for more carry capacity, and the Holy Mackerel stamp for more multi-fish chance. There are a few things you can use in tab 1, such as the Fist stamp for more base strength, and the Violent stamp is also another good option for more base strength. Also in World 1, we can look at our statues, and there's a few good options here, starting with the Feasty statue for more food effect, and then farther down we want the Ocean Man statue for more fishing power. Don't forget to grab the Golden Statues bonus, as this allows you to share your statues between all characters, and you don't have to worry about using your statues on a specific character. Looking at World 2 next, starting with Alchemy, there's quite a few good bubbles, starting with Roid Ragin to give you more total strength. After that, Warrior's Rule is a great way to double all of your orange passive bubbles. This is only effective if you're online on a warrior class, so it's not effective if you're on your shaman or something AFKing to kill monsters. After that is Really Smart to give you more fishing EXP gain, and then moving up to the Sploosh Sploosh, which is a large bubble and does need to be equipped, but it does give you more Multifish. After that is Strong Tools to give you more skilling power from your fishing rod, and then up at the very top, 3 more bubbles for us, Molt Orange to give us another multiplier to certain bubbles, and then Dreams of Ironfish is good for more fishing AFK gain rates. However, it does require a higher end anvil material, and same thing for Shimmeron, does require a higher anvil material, but it does give us a bonus to our golden food effects. One last bubble to mention is your Prowessary bubble. Prowessaries is another multiplier for us, and this reduces the amount of efficiency we need to get to the next tier of quantity per drop in our fishing AFK info menu, that orange bar at the bottom. Also in Alchemy is your vials, and there is one good one to mention, which is the Etruscan Lager, and this does give you more overall fishing efficiency. It does require quite a few of the minerals from the mammoths in World 3 though. Also in World 2 is the Post Office, and there is a few upgrades here. First is the Sealed Fish Heads box, and this gives you more fishing efficiency, prowess effect, and fishing AFK gain rates. Also, you can pick up points into the Myriad crate for more base to all stats, more all efficiency, and more all skill EXP. If you have enough boxes left over, you can put points into the Utilitarian capsule for a more printer sample size. And our last bonus in World 2 is our Obols, and I recommend grabbing any Obols that give you more fishing power, and this also gives you a small bonus to strength. If you don't have enough fishing Obols, you can use the strength Obols that just give you a base amount of strength. Keep in mind that the amount of strength that you're getting from your Obols is a small amount, and this is why I don't recommend a lot of points into the Fistful of Obols talent. In World 3, there's only one major bonus, and that's from the Prayer Obelisk. That's the Skilled Dimwit Prayer, and this gives you a huge bonus to your skill efficiency at the cost of less EXP gain. There is an opposite version of this, which is Balance and Proficiency, and this gives you more EXP gain at the cost of skill efficiency. If you're playing on your Maestro and trying to level up, I recommend grabbing Unending Energy, as this does give you a good bonus to your skill EXP. However, pay attention that you will need to check back a couple times a day to get the most out of this. The last thing to mention is the Royal Sampler to give you another bonus to your printer sampling size. Keep in mind though that it does give you another penalty to your EXP gain, and to remove this you will have to delete all of the current samples that you have. We have a couple really nice bonuses in World 4 now, and I recommend starting with your dinner menu to increase the level of 3 different meals, starting with the corn that gives you a pretty good bonus to your overall skill efficiency. A little farther down the list we have the rice ball for more skill efficiency, and the last one is the leeks to give you another large bonus to your skilling prowessary effect. After that is the laboratory, and there's a few good bonuses here, starting with the certified stamp book that doubles all of the bonuses we get from our stamps. Along the same vein is My First Chemistry set, which doubles the bonuses that we get from alchemy, or the alchemy vials specifically. From there is the Emerald Navette, and this gives you more efficiency on your skills as well as more skill action speed. Keep in mind if you have all of the green jewels activated, it does apply twice, so it is a good bonus for you. Another thing to mention is the Black Diamond Rhinestone that does give you a higher bonus from all of the dinner menu meals, so you'll get an additional 24% or so from those meals. And also in the laboratory is your chips, and there's a lot of really good bonuses from here. So we'll take a look at a few of them, starting with the total skilling efficiency from this red chip here in the middle. And after that, you also have the other red chip in the middle, which is a 250 base efficiency for all skills. From here, I recommend looking at these orange chips at the bottom, and they all double a miscellaneous bonus from a certain piece of equipment. This one is from the trophy, from the upper keychain slot or the top slot, and then also from the pendant. This one is extremely important for fishing, as we do get those depth bonuses or more total AFK gain rates. So this is a great way to increase your gains. From there, some last ones worth mentioning are these two gray chips, and each of these gray chips does double a bonus that you get from a card slot. I find these work really well with the things like the Chaotic Troll that gives you more all skill efficiency, or Amrak that gives you more all skill AFK gain rate. So keep in mind you can use both of these to get a larger bonus from two different cards at the same time. For our last major benefit to skill efficiency, it's from the Maestro's talent, Right Hand of Action, and this gives you more skill efficiency, a very large bonus to skill efficiency, as long as your Maestro's skill level is higher than the other characters. So you take a look at your Maestro's skill level, and my fishing is actually 41 on my Maestro, which means it's lower than my Barbarians, so I'm not getting that 75% skill efficiency bonus. If I level up my Maestro to 51, 52 fishing, then I will get that big bonus to my overall skill efficiency, which can make my gains a little bit better. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this type of content, and a huge shout out to our Patreon members that support the work we do. Thank you from all of us here at Nocturne Gaming. If you would like to become a patron and get some added benefits, check out the link in the description. If you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please leave them down below for me, and we'll see you next time.